Hey everyone, back with another brand new pit bike. This is a 110 X4, which is an Apollo, of course, from Powersportsmax, the same place I got my X18 from. Judging by the shipping, the only thing I see is a hole here. I don't know if someone drove a fork through it or they were just trying to make sure this was a green one. I ordered a green one. So going around the crate, you'll see that it's all pretty well shipped, and I'm gonna go ahead and get it out and get it built. The garage is kind of a mess right now because I'm redoing everything, but it's gonna make it better in the long run. So let's get this bike unboxed and see what we got. Okay, so we got it half out of the crate. I'm about to lift it onto the stand. Right here you can see I have a broken tab on my fender. I know that's not going to be a problem for me, but it is something that, say you aren't a fabricator yourself, you can't fix. But that's one little blemish. The second thing is, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Motocheez's channel, but he says all these China bikes, and he buys like the Hawk 250s and the larger, everything that's similar to the Hawk 250. He always calls it a birthmark because they're shipped and they kind of bang around in the crate. And here's mine where the crate had smacked this radiator shroud, even though it doesn't have rads. But that's not any fault of Powersportsmax. But I wonder if they will do something about it. It could have happened in their warehouse. It could have happened from the shipper. I don't know who did it. But I will probably contact them and see if they'll do anything about the fender tab being broken off and that. If not, I'm not going to give them a bad review, but it would be cool if they help me out with new plastic there and a new fender. Okay, so we're about 99% together. I gotta peel some of this stuff off yet, you know, and check the air pressure in the tires. One thing I do with these is I will run it for a little bit with the shipped oil, you know, maybe just one ride, one heat cycle, then change it. I know some guys like to change it right away. It fired right up. I did already start it, so I'm gonna take it for a little ride. And just like my last one, my X18, I eliminated the oil catch, so the crankcase breather just routes now, drops straight out the bottom, and this is just plugged off because that is just a straight hole. That's just temporary. It's what I had, made it out of the rest of that. Other than that, I'm leaving it alone for now, and after I ride it around for maybe whatever 15 minutes, half hour, I will do what everyone says and go over every bolt. Everything I put my wrench on so far has been good enough, so I want to get it hot and rattle it around a little, then retighten everything, make sure it's Loctited and stuff. I did notice that one thing you can expect from a China bike, the spokes are all tight, but the wheel's not true. It's got a little wobble to it. It's not horrible. I'm gonna leave it alone. But just little stuff like that is why you only pay like under $1,000 for these. It's to be expected, is what I mean. This is not a Honda set up by a technician. This is you building a budget bike for your kids or for yourself to have fun on. Okay, I lied. I couldn't live with this rim being kind of as wonky as it was. I took it to where I work at Evansburg Yamaha, and Bill trued it up for me. And I'm gonna put it like this. I don't know how much you'll see, but basically now it's still not perfectly straight, but these rims have like they're just not perfect from the factory because they're Chinese rims. But it is way better, and I'm way more happy with it. And another thing you'll see is I have a Dunlop MX-32 on here. It's a slightly smaller tire than what comes from China or on the stock Apollo, but it's knobbier. Right here I have what comes on it. This is an 80 by 114. This is a 60 by 114. This is just a shittier tire, for lack of a better word. And so I couldn't leave it alone. I know I said I'm going to leave it alone, but I do have this rim trued up, torqued, and this is a good front wheel now. It just still has a slight wobble in it, but way better than it came from shipment. Videos after this with the GoPro, but for now I'm just using the iPhone just to wrap up the you know, the whole intro to this bike video. And I'm riding one-handed and it's new, so I'm not getting too crazy. Okay, I'm gonna go up this, see if I can do it one-handed. I'm 5'8", 200 pounds. It's the RFZ 110. I'll take this easier route up. This is a hill. I don't know if you can tell or not. Clear over there. That was second gear, it took me up and no problem. Okay, I got her back. She's on the stand and it's time to change that oil. Okay, this is 17 mil. Willing to bet yours is too. I cracked it loose already. Oh man, I can't use my fingers, they're so cold. Let's see what this fish oil looks like. Any see in there? Probably not too good. Ooh, nice and hot though. There's my crush washer. I was gonna say, don't want to lose that. Hurry up and grab that before it gets filled up. Yeah, we call this fish oil a lot in at the shop because, I don't know, it comes from China, or in our case, Japan. I guess it's kind of a non-politically correct thing to say, but. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up this video. I still have to put the oil back in it and do like I said, I'm gonna go over every bolt and nut and make sure it's good. First test trip was great. Just a quick comparison to my 125. A little slower, and without the clutch, it's just different, but it feels like it has the same amount of power, oddly enough. I want to thank Powersportsmax again for getting it to me in a relatively almost perfect state. You did see there that they offered me a little bit of a reimbursement to get it fixed. I told them that's not necessary. I was just glad that they responded to me like pretty fast and offered to do something for me. I'm gonna leave it alone. It's not that important. I fixed that tab with, what did I do? Put a screw up through it and then threaded that broken nipple off of there. So shout out to Powersportsmax for that. Like I said, this is my second bike from them. They ship them pretty fast. They come almost perfect, so you're good there. I'm gonna leave a link in the description to my X18, which is actually a popular video for me. I don't know why. It's not even as good as this one in my opinion, but you can see that bike. It looks very similar. You'll see that if you watch it. I would get into what oil I'm putting in, but I don't want to start a big debate. I'm still gonna tell you. I'm gonna use Castrol Activo 1040 semi-synthetic. I use Yamalube products, I use Castrol products, and on my 2-strokes I use Amsoil Dominator to mix with. In my crankcases I use Gears. I use every kind of brand of oil. There is no right answer. I see some people saying you can't use synthetic. I don't know why they say that. On a normal bike it shifts smoother. It's actually better oil. I don't care what you say about that. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more riding videos with this. I'm going to hang on to this one, but it is cold, so it might be a little bit before those come out. Thank you.